Sponsored by Generates. What's happening, people? This is episode 130 or something. 131? 130. I don't know. Something like that. This is Comedy by Coincidence. Hey. What the heck is happening, everybody?
I think you just paid Bill Cosby.
No. Hell no.
I mean, is that trademarked?
I didn't do I didn't do it with any sort of black voice or nothing. I am barely hanging in there. I'm barely here. It's your boy, Chris Hippie Davis. And I don't care who knows. I'm grinding up some weed because your boy hurts. Your boy fucking hurts right now. It's been a goddamn, 2 weeks. It's been a solid 2 weeks since I've seen you. Also, since I posted an episode. Sorry, everybody. This is your boy apologizing again. And you know why? Because Chris missed posting the episode. Now, shit happens. And I mean... shit happens because... Okay.
Well, what happened?
We've had 2 shows since I've seen you, right? Because we had the Big Blueberry Hill show. Success. Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk all about all of these later. We had our first out-of-town show last night, which, again,
ooh,
success. I'm here.
Score.
But it was not without trials and tribulations to make both of those happen. And get to both. The week leading up to Blueberry Hill, we had I'm doing things out of order. We had a flood because my sump pump broke. Okay, so it flooded the basement with all of our rehearsal equipment and everything we needed for the show already set up. Let's see. The sump pump I had to replace. It was clogged with dead mice from a year and a half ago.
And that's the same bull ish you laid on me last time, dog.
And then, the night after I put a new sump pump in and finally get all the water out of the basement, the toilet breaks. And I have to replace a toilet at 9 p.m. How about that? Nobody should ever do plumbing after 5. That's my prerogative. Let's see what else has gone on. The band van has been constantly breaking down, and that's my work van too. So your boy's been hustling and getting everything in that I need to make money, but Jesus Christ, it's been between fixing the van and fixing the van and fixing the van and dealing with crises and fixing the van. Not only that, we had a national emergency on Monday with that goddamn eclipse. I don't know if that affected you at all, my friend.
No, not at all.
Well, totality hit Missouri, in southern Missouri, and I don't care who knows this. I played hooky on Monday to go fishing with my dad and got stuck in 9 hours of traffic.
Oh, boy.
No, seriously, it was 4 hours of traffic down there, which would normally be an hour and a half drive to where we went to fish. and took 4 hours to get there and 5.5 to get back. Just got awful bumper to bumper the whole way.
Dang. Okay. So were you fishing for the eclipse or were you just like fishing?
We went down to Perryville County Lake, and we were fishing in a canoe through totality. It was pretty cool.
Nice. Okay.
So, I didn't know
Can
what
you no longer see?
No, we brought glasses and all that shit. No,
Oh,
it was really
okay.
cool.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, except I caught 0 fish. So,
Yeah, fuck them fish.
yeah, fuck them fish. But at least it was my dad's whole idea to go, and he caught 2. So that's pretty tight. So
Well, that's good. Make some memories with the boy.
that's what I'm saying. And then the very next day, if that was Monday, we had the eclipse, and me and him had a great Father-Son day. The very next day, my dad came over unannounced and tilled like half of my front yard, like all of my grass. Half of my grass gone. And made a moat in my front yard while I was at work. So I came, like, before I left for work, I was like, man, grass getting a little long. Maybe I should mow today. I was like, nah, I'm not going to mow today. I'll save that. Let it get a little longer. Come back, I have no grass to speak of. He told it I have a moat, like a castle-sized moat in my front yard now. It's kind of ridiculous. And it's going to suck to mow.
That's a fucking dream come true. What are you talking about?
And the
You got a
craziest
moat,
part,
dude. Now you need a gator. I'll mail you a gator.
craziest part
Yeah,
is
you
that
could.
all of like the bulk of this took place in like
An hour and a half, he had half of my yard gone. You know what I mean?
he
I
made
was
some
like, what
serious
the
headway
fuck,
in
Dad?
30 minutes time.
I was only gone for work for like 3.5 hours.
And I showed up like 30 minutes after he left, and it was half done.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Well,
So it
now
went
you
from
don't
having
know-
like the best Father Sunday ever to coming home from work and being pissed at my dad the very next day. What the fuck happened to my yard? I love that guy. No offense, Dad, and it's all for the better because it's flooded at my house every fucking year. We're all sick of it, and hopefully the moat will help. That's the goal. So, shout out, Dad. I guess. Love you. He called me like immediately after I got home, so, like at the height of me being pissed off about it, and was like so excited to hear how I sounded. Like, what do you think? Thinking I'd be all excited. I was like trying so hard not to be a pissy brat, and was like, it's deep. It's deep, dude.
That's why he took you fishing, to ease the blow of what he was about to do.
No, he didn't even like. I offered to go fishing with him. I was like, "Oh, you're going fishing to see the eclipse? Well, shit. You keep talking about trying to take me canoeing. Let's go. Let's go. Why don't I play hooky? It'll be fun. It'll be a good." He was all for it, you know. Of course. Anyways, fuck, dude. And again, we'll talk about the shows in a little bit. I want to catch up with you, but both shows were a complete success. The van lost complete electricity Friday, the day before. Yes, like 2 days ago, Friday, day before the Cape Girardeau show. Our band van lost complete electric. I could not figure it out on my own, and I was like, "Oh no, we're all riding together." With all the equipment, I have no other car to do this in. What the fuck are we going to do? And I got to say, shout out Brian, my dad, again. Awesome Monday with him, terrible Tuesday with him, and then Friday and Saturday fixed the band van so we could make it to Cape Girardeau. So I got to say, even if it is your week for Savage of the Week, bro, Brian Davis, Savage of the Week, all week, bro.
I was just about to recommend
Takes the cake, dude. How are you doing, bro? You're back in the States. It's been a sec. Last I caught you, you were like up in Seattle visiting the parents.
Yep. I'm back in Florida now. You know, the parents were cool, but they have their own lives, and I'm trying to escape their newfounded sweatshop. So
Love you guys.
You know, I'm back here. I should be down here for the summer. We'll see how long that holds true. But but my weeks have been far less interesting than yours. They've been relatively chill, except I had an airplane delay for 4.5 hours. That kind of sucked in Seattle.
Yeah.
I just sat around the airport, but I got a free meal out of it because you gotta leverage that shit.
Right.
Which like a lot of people don't know. If it's delayed more than 3 hours, they gotta feed you. If it's overnight, they gotta put you in a hotel room. If they cancel or overbook you, they owe you money, a new flight, and possibly a hotel room. Like it's you gotta leverage that shit.
100%.
Nice.
I've had a layover where it resulted in, oh yeah, you guys got to give me a hotel room. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, hey, that sucks. But just if it's a delay, that's not the worst thing in the world. You know?
Exactly.
It's a different thing entirely if it's a layover, and then you're like, I wasn't even trying to be in this city. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You end up in Portland, and you're like, oh fuck.
And, what
There's
the
nothing
fuck am
cool
I
in this
supposed to do
airport.
here? Yeah, yeah. You end up in the Great Salt Lake Airport, and there's nothing, you know, kind of
Oh,
thing.
shoot me now, dude. That airport has nothing. It's like, if you ever want to go to an airport that looks like an executive office, just board like cubicles belong there. Salt Lake City Airport, man. Hands down.
Have you hit any open mics since you've been back?
I hit several in Seattle. I had to dedicate several nights to hang out with the fam,
Right.
Because it's been a while since I've seen them. Plus my dad's birthday, so not as many as I would like. But you know, you gotta respect your parents in the hopes that they don't haunt you later. So I did that. Bought my dad his birthday dinner.
Good.
You know, it was nice because Mom was saying ridiculous shit like she's gonna cook and all that, and I'm like, no, it's his fucking birthday. I got money. If you don't got money, I got money. Y'all fed me for the week. Let me feed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good job.
So that was nice. It warmed the cold, dark cockles of my heart. And yeah. But the open mics, I went to the Shanghai Room, which is
Sounds like you
in
get jumped
Green
there.
Lake neighborhood of Seattle. That I went there 3 times. 2 of them went well. One of them did not. The first one didn't go well. I'll be honest. My first time on stage, and
Yeah.
God
yeah,
knows
it's
how
been
long.
a while. Start
Yeah.
with an L. It can only go up from there, you know?
Yeah, I talked about my theory that P. Diddy shot Biggie, and it didn't go over well because people just don't care, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, you'd think
And
up
then-
there. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But then I also said Kurt Cobain had no balls, so I'm pretty sure I lost him then.
Nah, yeah, you
That-
can't go
that-
after the town, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you can't do that. But you know, I was just spitballing. I was in the deep dark waters of bombing, and it sucked.
Yeah.
And then I went to Woodski's. Woodski's was great. It's a bar in the Fremont neighborhood,
Nice.
and it's one of those open mics where you're just standing in the middle of the bar. You know, everybody that's there is a comic or the bartender. You know, so I was 7th to go up, and I was just like, everybody's just done material. Some people were good. A lot of people bombed. Fuck it. I'm just going to roast the room for a little while. That went over well because it was something different, you know. We're 6, 7 comics deep, and there's nothing going on with the show. People were zoning out because nobody's reacting to what's happening in the room, you know.
Right.
There's no way to suck you in. So that move right there really worked out well because it was just different from everybody else that night. And regardless if the roast worked or not, it was something they were still listening, you know?
Right. Hit him with something that nobody else is doing, and at least he'll get their attention, you know?
Exactly. But like, those are the 2 places I went to. I went to a couple places that was on a website that weren't doing mics anymore. So,
Damn.
you know, that's the perils of trying to figure out a new scene every other week. You know, you're just gonna end up messing up. But
But you're
then
getting
also,
out there, getting back in the work ethic of it, you know. So
exactly.
good on
I'm
you.
starting. I took this weekend to get my shit straight here in Florida before I started up on Monday for open mics. But I will let me say this about the Seattle comedy scene is that there are like two sides of it
Okay.
that are pretty apparent. You know, if you go to the open mics up in Capitol Hill District, you know, the main clubs are up there and all that, but it's one of those on their website. They're very stringent. Like you can't punch down, you can't no hate speech, even if it's going to be a good joke. No, like you got to accept everybody. Most of their shows are, you know, we're looking for females only, or you know, First Nation only. You know, which is fine. That's cool and all that, but the restriction of you could say something calm and soft and you will get banned from that club forever, you know.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, I don't go up there while I'm in Seattle because I don't want to burn those bridges just yet, you know.
Yeah, go there when you feel confident you got enough of a clean set you can't get away with
Exactly. Because, I mean, these are the same clubs that canceled Louis J. Gomez, canceled Dave Smith, canceled...
that is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Seattle ain't that far from Portland, you know what I mean? And I thought it was it was one of the two comedy works that canceled their upcoming shows. So,
well, it was Comedy Club Seattle, I believe, is the ones that canceled it in Seattle.
okay,
So it's like, it's one of those, if you're doing the open mic scene, to progress in the Seattle scene, you have to eventually go up there. But if you don't fit into, for lack of a better term and wit on my part, is the alternative. If you don't fit into the alternative subgenres of humans, then you don't do well up there for a while. You know, I have several comic friends up there who've been up there twice and are banned.
gotcha.
You know, so it's that's the inner workings of choosing which show to go to. You know,
and putting some thought into where you're going to succeed and where you should let other people have opportunities, right? I guess a little bit, right? Sometimes the opportunities are for you and sometimes they're not, and it's about knowing which ones are and which ones aren't and where you're going to be wasting your time or not, you know?
The famous recent case of that would be Joe Coy and the Golden Globes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to choose your opportunities. Go where your fans are.
Right.
So yeah, that was Seattle. The complicated stuff you got to think about when you go there, but you also want to catch up with your old comic friends and all that. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to see your homies. You know what I mean? Not just your fam. I'm always glad you get to see the fam. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Ty's mom and dad are pretty cool. You know,
they can be. They can be. They're awful tight.
Don't say what the fuck, dude. I mean, I just told us all that my dad, I had an awesome Father-Son Day with him, you know, something I'll remember forever, and he's been trying to get me to do and whatever to make some father-son memories still and act like he's still got a kid, and then he pisses me off royally at least once a week, you know what I'm saying? It happens, you know.
But you'll never forget him.
But I'll never forget it, yeah. Sometimes I pay him back. Is that what my producer just said? How do I pay him back? Do I royally piss him off too? Is that what you're saying?
From time to time.
From time to time. Well,
you go big and like you go very big periodically. Like you even it out.
Yeah. Well, takes one to know one.
When you
know
stress him out, 10 out of 10. Running his favorite thing into his other favorite thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've gotten better at it over the years. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that anymore. And that wasn't intentional. I ran his vintage Volkswagen Beetle. Not mine. his that was like my starter learn to drive stick car. I ran it into his boat on his boat trailer while he was doing dishes in plain view of where I was parking. So he like got to witness it.
Does he still hold that over your head?
A little bit. Because
A little bit?
he never fixed the scratch on the bug so that he can always point it out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, take a look at what my dumb kid did. You know, one of those things. Anyways, he doesn't.
I'm sure.
he doesn't say that.
What he doesn't tell you is that when he's late at night, maybe 4 or 5 beers deep, he like goes out there and sits on it and strokes on it and be like, my boy did this, my boy.
Just sits out there with a beer and looks at it. You know what I mean?
No. He's like leaning up back against the car, smoking a cigarette in a cowboy stance, right, where he should have a cowboy hat, and then his other hand is just like sitting there by it, just feeling it over and over
Just
again.
God damn it, stupid kid. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, Savage of the Week, Brian Davis. Okay, let's see. Real quick, I want to give a quick rundown of the Blueberry Hill show. We played Rock and Roll Night at Blueberry Hill with 3 of my favorite bands, Redwood, Native State, and the Winks, all 3 of which killed their sets, and we went last. Which, when you go last, you're always a little worried. Okay, are people going to stick around? The other thing we've learned is if you're going last, you got to make that last set transition so fast so you don't lose the whole fucking audience in a 10 to 15 minute intermission, you know?
Yeah.
So we got out there. First of all, packed night. It's the first time I've ever had like a line to get in, and they were metal detectoring people and like checking people. So the line went down a hallway and out of sight at one point, bro. That was pretty tight.
That's
pretty
awesome.
And mind you, they're not all there for me. They're here for Native State or the Winks or Redwood. But also, there were a lot of people. I just talked to random people and be like, "Hey, who'd you hear this from, or who'd you hear to see?" You know, and they'd be like, "Oh, we just saw that it's like rock and roll and all St. Louis rock and roll bands. We don't know any of you guys. We just thought we'd check it out." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, stick around for the last one." You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool. So a lot of natural. We went ape shit with the flyers on this one. Like we printed like 100, and they were all over the city and county and all over every Facebook group we could and whatever. So we did a good job on that one. So if there were 4 bands, and that's a tough split, and there was a lot of people in those bands. Each band made $500 from the door.
That's great, man.
That's incredible, and which means $2,000 to the bands, and it was like a 60-40 split to the bands. Like I think we got 60% of the door or something. That's insane.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
So Rock and Roll Night, complete success. We got out there within like 5 minutes, and we had the Winks frontman introduce us to kind of hold their attention for an extra second or two, you know?
Yeah.
So, played a great set. I broke the double neck out. That was pretty cool. Come out to Forgiving Tree shows if you want to see that. And yeah, that was a success. The Cape Girardeau show, shout out to Native State, the Winks, and Redwood Music for playing with us, man. They were killer bands. Cape Girardeau last night. That was our first out-of-town show, and bro, again, success, but the van would not start the day before. Shout out to my dad that he got it going. We left town at 3:30 to go pick up Alex. We got to Cape Girardeau at 6. Done with a sound check at 6:45. We did not know the area. We did not know the place we were playing at. Couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been nicer. It was awesome. Everybody was so cool. The sound guys, the production staff, the other bands, the audience. What are you going to do? Yeah, we got done with a sound check at 6:45 and had like 2 fucking hours to kill So we went and walked the Cape Girardeau riverfront, which is beautiful. They got like a little municipal park there on the riverfront. It's all built up and super nice. And we got fucking ice cream before the set. It is old school, old time, like 1700s ice creamery, bro. It was tight.
The best.
And we got back just in time for our set. We actually opened this one. And this was a small show. So, like, we've never played there before. Who the fuck is coming out to see us down there? We don't got friends or family. So the only draw was whatever these Red Claw Productions guys, these guys who put it on, and these other couple Cape bands, whatever their audience is. It ended up being a nice little show. I feel like there was always at least 40 or 50 people in there.
Ooh, that's good.
You know,
That's
for a little bar, what else do you want, you know?
Exactly.
Sound was tight. Shout out to Red Claw Productions for having us. And Richter Sound and Light. They were all G's, dude. Original gangsters all the way. We played our set. It was well received. We heard about it the rest of the night from everybody and all good things. We hung out for both the other bands. And we split during the last band's set about halfway. Like, we went and partied and danced and got a lot of pictures for them, made them feel special. But we had to travel back to St. Louis last night, man. We didn't have no place to crash, you know?
And when we say back to St. Louis, we mean it. Like, we took our drummer with us, so we went out to the city before we went home.
Yeah, it was a long night. So we hit the road at 12:15, got gas, and we're on the highway by 12:30. I'm actually pretty proud of myself because I think the return trip was shorter. And we got home at like 2:20 to 2:30, somewhere in there. Which is pretty good. From dropping Alex off. So, he had a good time. Say that again?
That's not a bad time.
No, it felt like it took... If we left his house at 4, we got there right at 6:05. Which still wasn't that bad. But there was a lot of cops on the road both ways. So, and you know me. There probably was a little bit of marijuana in the car, so
Just a little bit.
Happens. I had a cop tail me, like going between being on my ass and then hanging back, and then being on my ass and then hanging back for 20 miles, Tyson, on the way home. 20,
dude,
like
they're just trying to get you to fuck up.
I know. And I had it on cruise, and I know it was super late, but I was awake, and at least I had Kelly talking to me, you know?
Yeah.
Like having a full-on conversation to let me not focus on the cop. But, yeah, he couldn't find nothing, dude. And I was going, on my speedometer, I was going 75 and a 70. And I think my speedometer's, like, off. Like, goes fast. So I was probably going more like 69, you know? Hey.
I mean, even if you were going, even if it's off, you don't want to go exactly the speed limit. You know, that looks weird.
No. I figured 75 would be maybe that's why he was tailing me so long, because if I had it set at 75, I was probably going just a hair under.
Yeah.
So he was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? But at least I was staying constant with it, you know?
Exactly. That God bless cruise control.
God bless it. That was the move.
But all right, so both shows massive successes. All right.
Okay.
Now, what are we doing with our follow up? You know, my follow up is I'm contacting comedy venues starting tomorrow, making sure that the Tampa venue is what I know it is, so I can get some open mics in. What's your follow up?
I got another show May 17th. We got another one June 8th. May 17th, we're at Heavy Anchor with most of our rock and roll night lineup. We'll be with the Winks and Native State, so come out to that. Those are fucking packed. We're going to keep labeling them as rock and roll nights and keep rocking and rolling till the cows come home. I got to start contacting other venues, though, too, because we had 4 shows on the books. We're down to 2. I got to get it up to 5 or something. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
let it keep going. So,
Now, the Red, you said Red Rock production guys?
Red Claw, like a crab claw.
Red, okay.
Yeah, Red Claw. Claws up, baby. Yeah.
Are we gonna talk to those guys again? See if they got other shows anywhere
Oh
else?
yeah, I think we made a good look on them, and then one of the other bands, Nobody's Darlings. I think they were partially responsible for booking us too. So I'm gonna try to get them up here. We're gonna do some back and forth. It'll be an alliance. You know what I'm saying? An ally in rock and roll. Exactly. So
it's awesome. Rock and Roll Nights is a good move too. Prove it's not dead.
yeah, and I think it'll sell better than Forgiving Tree Presents. You know. So
yeah. Well, it's one of those. If you think about it, if you do like Rock and Roll Nights, that's like the brand name. That's like, let's say you were throwing a huge festival, right? It's never a band pronounced. It's it's the Heavy Metal Rock Fest.
yeah.
You know? So your show now has a name. It's the Rock and Roll Review or just the Rock and Roll Night. You know, so now the show has a name. Now you're just making sure you're always on the show, and then you just filter in good bands with you.
Yep. So, anyways, that's what Chris has got cooking up over here. Rock and Roll Nights is going to be coming a lot more around here. We're going to get all these bitches rocking and rolling around St. Louis like it's supposed to be. And here's the thing about St. Louis. We are a rock and roll town, okay? But the thing is, everybody is so into and gotten used to just going to tribute bands. Tribute bands. And there's nothing wrong with tribute bands because it keeps the music alive too. But it's putting a sour note in people's mouths about original music or the quality of original music, how low budget and shit some of these shows can be. You know, you want to keep it going into the future. Let's fucking celebrate new rock and roll too, you know? Let's keep it going.
That's why I say blah to the tribute bands, because it's you're great musicians. I won't discount you there.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not creating anything new. You're riding off the coattails of someone else. Like, you know, who's there to expand the genre and the art? You
Right.
know, the original bands. I
that's where you're at.
Awkward with the
You're good.
You know, little pulpit.
I love my tribute bands too, and here's the deal: I play some covers every once in a while too. You gotta, so
Yeah.
you know. It's just I want to get a kind of lazy music scene more supportive of its STL original artists too. You know, just like anywhere should be, right? And that's one thing I saw about that Cape show is they just love their little rock and roll music scene. They come out for their OG people, and I like that. So, shout out to Cape Girardeau. We'll be back, bitches. Thanks for having us. Yeah, let's see how we doing on time. We got about, what time is it? 38? Okay. We got about like 10 to 15 more minutes, Tyson. Then we got to rock and roll out of here until next week.
Alrighty. So, then what have we not talked about? A lot has happened in these past 2 weeks. P. Diddy came out as evil. And
I like that one. Keep that one. Seriously, that's a pretty funny one. Came out as evil. Okay. Run me down. OJ, OJ's wife finally got retribution, so that's that's interesting. He's off in that big cop chase in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I've been rewatching that video.
I know everybody has. The memes have been tremendous. But I gotta say, criminal or not, murderer or not, let God judge him. You know what I'm saying? We all know what he did. God damn it! But I'm really going to miss the Twitter posts The what's up, Twitter world? Damn it, I can't do it. What's happening, Twitter world? Anyways, he really did have some outstanding Twitter videos. And I loved when he'd go on there and criticize anybody, because it's like, dude. You know? Who the fuck are you?
You might
Right?
want to look in their mirror there, bud.
I mean, I guess he did run 2,000 yards. Never mind. Anyways.
Doesn't that like happen every other year now though?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
Like
fucking
I don't know the stats, but I feel like that's a common stat.
I was letting him go for a second. That's in the back pocket, Kelly. Thank you. Dr. Evil over here reminding me of my good new comedy news we dug up. I think she found it too. Shout out Dr. Evil. But no, continue. You're doing a great job on this newscast here, my friend.
Thank you. And then
My friend.
sorry, I didn't understand that.
No, that's okay. That was for the viewers,
Okay.
not you.
I went into my head, stopped listening, and
No,
that's
it's
my
okay.
bad. Other news, the fuck, I forgot it. Damn. There's some more horrible shit. It's
Oh,
more.
fucking Israel last night during my set while we were playing. Actually, I think the second band was doing their second song called Another Man's War. Literally the name of the song. Fucking Israel bombed Iran. No, the Iranian other way. Iran bombed the Israeli embassy in retaliation. Holy shit.
Yesterday
this
was
up.
a retaliatory strike from Iran on Israel after they bombed their embassy in Syria.
There you go. Everybody else kills it as the newscaster. I'm just here.
I mean, it's. I heard a little bit about that. I haven't looked into it yet, but my only thought is, it's like you're poking with some World War shit there. Like,
Seriously,
what are you doing?
Israel's trying to provoke the U.S. to like enter into a fucking war with them and like solidify the U.S. as like, look, you're stuck with us. You know?
At least that's what it feels like.
It's
sometimes.
really fucking what it feels like. Whatever your thoughts on the goddamn situation, you know, it's just a goddamn mess. I don't know if I was asking Ty, actually. Like, I want to state that I don't know if I was asking, but go ahead.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say my thoughts anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I want to keep myself out of trouble here. Go ahead.
Oh no! It's nothing controversial. It's gonna be like sad, man.
Yeah, the whole thing is goddamn sad.
It's sad, and if it does go into that next stage, you know, I'm gonna be left behind because I'm useless in a battlefield. Like, the best I can do is plunger the toilets. Like, so.
Ty, goddamn, we really got you to become a famous comedian because we don't need you to be a mind tester. You know what I mean? Like,
mind tester? No, they would call me the mind finding dog.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. They'd just be like, "Hey, go walk that way." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, like, what they would do is they would tap me on the shoulder to get my attention because I can't hear for shit, right? And then they would point in a direction, and they would like do the fingers, walk that way, and then they would be like, wait, watch out for that stick that you're about to trip over, and then they would keep sending me that way. That's how that would go.
So, yeah, we don't need that. That's all I'm saying. That wasn't even comedy news. That's just horrifying to Chris and Ty. Just saying, we don't need World War III.
I'm used to this, man.
Yeah,
I'm used to this. Like, I have tripped over more sidewalk bullards than anybody I know. Like, you know, little concrete poles or fucking humps to demark the sidewalk from.
I've witnessed this.
Oh yeah,
It's
many hardcore parkour sidewalk somersaults have been committed by this guy right here.
Gotcha. Okay, I want to get it to something a little lighter because I did find some comedy news that me and Dr. Evil want to bring up. And this might be a good one to end on a happier note than the threat of nuclear annihilation or World War III.
What's
You ready to hear some funny stuff?
Nuclear annihilation. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me see if this will work. Nuclear annihilation isn't as bad as people think.
No, it might be quick if you're in the blast zone, but again, I was trying to transition us to a fun time with Chris and Ty. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said something to trim the brain there a little bit. My bad.
Nah,
My bad.
It's cool.
I think you're
transition time,
right? Let's transition from being kind of shit right now to being cool.
So, what cat developed a relationship with an ostrich this week?
I actually got a real good one, a juicy story. Have you ever heard of the rapper Sexy Red?
Sexy Red, no, but it sounds like they love the gum Big Red.
Okay, I want to say this at the very beginning, Ty, that Sexy Red, STL native. Shout out my STL peeps. Sexy Red all day. And you know why I'm a fan? Just because STL, baby. I'm all for the STL music scene. Die hard, no matter what genre, I'm here for you, baby. So Sexy Red, my opinion, all right. Music, not my thing. But you go, girl. You know what I'm saying? And I think I think she's a mom. You should look into Sexy Red because this is some STL shit right here. For Rizzle. But
I feel like you're leading me down OnlyFans dark.
Yeah, you might just a little bit. She's kind of raunchy right now. She's like, you know how Cardi B hit the scene like a few years ago, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, she was a stripper. God, she's too raunchy. Jesus, the lyrics."
Yeah,
Sexy Red is kind of the same way. And I think she did a lot of it while she was pregnant too, like in the same regard. Anyways, doesn't matter. You kill it, mama. Whatever. On to the news story. Right. Sexy Red. I don't have the article pulled up. This is probably important shit. Hold on.
Wait, we have
Sexy
our
Red
senior...
found her way. Oh, sorry. Go on.
We'll field a question. What's good?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if Kelly or Dr. Evil has it pulled up. Sorry, my bad.
Well,
you can shoot me
nah,
later.
not presently. I
Hold
was
on.
stalling.
I'm
until
almost
we
here.
had it.
I'm almost here.
I was just gonna say she found herself in a little bit of hot water in the recent past for an interesting reason of sorts. So she's been like in the tabloids a lot because, as Chris said, she's a big thing. Some people have latched onto parts of her lyrics. There are strong opinions of her, but she is on the up and up in terms of popularity for a variety of reasons. This one was not one that I was expecting to see.
Kelly, how long ago was this?
Not super.
Was it at a high school? This is from 2023. Hold on.
This is April 5th, 2024.
All right, I'm working on. Oh, damn, she has a history of doing this apparently. Damn. Because July 2023, she visited a high school, but we'll maybe get to that in a second. Let's start with the OG thing that happened last week. Okay. Rapper, St. Louis native Sexy Red, drawing criticism over recent performance outside rally for kids. St. Louis, Missouri, first alert for. An up-and-coming rapper and St. Louis native known for her raunchy lyrics is making national headlines over a recent performance outside a rally for kids. National recording artist Sexy Red, whose name is Janae Wary, is drawing criticism over her behavior and performance after a student rally Wednesday at Chaffetz Arena. The organizations involved told First Alert 4 on Friday that she was never invited. Tyson.
So she just showed up
on her own accord. Yes.
On her own accord.
Did an impromptu performance like outside. Hold on. Let me see. One of the districts invited to the rally, East STL District 189, released a statement saying, in part, students from the schools across STL region were unexpectedly exposed to an uninvited performance in the parking lot by a rapper. We also share concerns regarding the inappropriateness of the impromptu music and performance for our teens. Better Family Life, which hosted the rally, said Sexy Red was never invited to make a special appearance. The organization went on to say they never thought she was a suitable match for the rally. And that's the article. There you go. You got it first here.
I love it. I'm pro Sexy Red now. That's right. All those kids have cell phones. They know what porn is right now. Half of them probably are filming their mom's OnlyFans. Like, I am down for it. Respect the hustle in the game. Go get it, girl.
Yeah, 100. And you know what? Was she making money off that? No, she's doing an impromptu free performance in the parking lot. What more do you want? That's real charity right there, dude. That's giving of time. That's service to the community. Am I not wrong here?
No, not at all. And in fact, I think she should start her own merch line to sell out in the parking lot. Found used condoms is the first product, I think. Followed up by the one shoe. Like somebody they found all the shoes that all the homeless just happened to replace off their right foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I respect this. I think the event might have been a poor choice with all the kids, but at the same time, fuck them kids. If you're
Not literally.
not literally. All right.
Well, and the crazy thing is, the kids were probably delighted as hell to see her, because
she's pretty popular.
one of her songs is pretty did get pretty popular with some kids for quite a while, especially in the St. Louis area, because again, she's from here.
She also has a history of doing this, because this next article is from July 17th, 23. Sexy Red responds to backlash after making an appearance at St. Louis High School. The Pound Town rapper appeared at the school to do some charity work. Again, all I'm hearing is charity and service to the community here. What the fuck, guys? I would have loved to have Sexy Red at my high school. Fuck.
The best Mother Teresa the world has given us.
Seriously. Thank you, St. Louis, and thank you, Sexy Red. Sexy Red sparked backlash after posting a video of herself making an appearance at a St. Louis high school. Some people on Twitter blasted the school for allowing the 25-year-old rapper to perform, largely because of the explicit nature of Sexy Red's lyrics. Over the weekend, Sexy Red hopped on Twitter to clarify that she didn't perform her hit song for the students, instead showed up to do some charity work for the school's prom. Y'all do know I went there to give the boys money for their haircuts and girls bundles for their prom week, because I remember when I needed help with my prom stuff, she wrote. Literally? All
right.
Literally? Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys
Also,
trying to demonize this bitch. She's just trying to be of service to her goddamn community. Sexy Red for life, dude.
She's helping the unfortunate souls in the community that can't afford prom. All right, bonus points there. She's organizing community events and spontaneity to bolster the love and affection for everybody. And also, she did that school a real service by preventing the next school shooter, by basically giving people haircuts and a good time. What
do you want, dude?
What more do you want?
What do you fucking want, dude? Come on, guys.
Do you want a former stripper at high school or a whole bunch of dead kids? You know what I mean? That's options.
All right. And on that note, people, I think we're gonna go strippers for high schools, and I gotta go get a tattoo of Sexy Red, much to Dr. Evil's chagrin. We'll be back next week, guys. We're sure gonna try to. Mad love and respect to everybody. Thanks for being here. Ty, I love you.
Love you too.
All right. Peace, everybody.